Hey. How's it going, my frickin' people? I have not drank any alcohol yet. I'm planning on doing it now. I cut two of my fingers. One of them I peeled literally the entire top layer of skin off of the top of my finger. Actually, see, I'm pretty blown out and light. So let's see if I turn that off. See, that's not that great. I don't know what to do. Maybe I can figure something else out, like do that, maybe. Okay, that was pretty good. Just kind of block the light a little bit, so it's a little bit easier to see my face without seeing just this bright white, because, got a light on, and then I'm pale white because I'm white, and I've been in a fucking garage all winter, so, like, gotta get that tan back. I just actually cut my hair, which, was nice because I've been getting frickin' itchy, and I okay, so here's the thing. I don't know how much alcohol I should induce, being as I haven't drank in almost 2 years, which actually is pretty funny because it's been kind of like oh, look at me, it's been almost 2 years since I induced alcohol, and like maybe I just don't drink at all anymore, but it's like the reality of it is I really have nothing against drinking. I didn't quit drinking because I was like, oh, I have a problem or something. I hardly ever drink. It's just merely the fact that I work night shift now, so it's even harder for me, and I work the weekends. So, unless I'm drinking by myself in the middle of the week, like we're about to do, there's really no time and place for me to drink any alcohol. So, this is where we're at. Let's see. Yeah. The only thing I do hate is I always drink alcohol that requires pop. Well, not that I drink alcohol that requires. I drink drinks of alcohol that require pop. And I drink nothing but pop anyways, so I've done nothing but drink pop all day, and now I'm about to drink more pop, but it's going to have alcohol in it. I might eventually get into playing some video games once I get more actually intoxicated. But I'm I just actually realized not that long ago, which is fine, but I am using my secondary account to comment in the comment section. So the name might seem a little different, but it's still me. It's really not different at all. It just doesn't say talks a lot in the middle. Okay. Oh shit. I fucked up. I have fucked up now. Do you think it's gonna be easy to put a cup back in a can? See, my only problem is like I wanted to start with the alcohol first because I figured I could visually see how much I was putting in versus what I always do, which is the part I don't like, where I put a whole can of pop in there, and then I put a whole lot of alcohol in there because I don't actually know how much I'm putting in, and then I go to drink it and it tastes like I'm drinking 95% alcohol with a little 5% pop. So I guess I'll just take a pausey break here on the grab my big old bottle of whiskey. Look at that. Yeah, I bought this bottle literally like 2 weeks before I stopped drinking. And again, I didn't stop drinking for any reason besides the fact I just didn't do it anymore. That and because I started working my third shift job and my weekends were taken up. And this bottle is actually covered in dust, which is what I'm wiping off now because I'm just thinking like, let's not add a bunch of dust to my beverage this evening. I want to enjoy my beverage, not drink a bunch of dust. Ooh, definitely smells like whiskey. Smells like whiskey. Tastes like whiskey. Hmm. I need to mark this somehow. Because again, I'll just start pouring and then I won't ever notice where it was and how much I put in. Using my finger as a marker. And it's probably 2 shots, a double shot. Don't spill on me. See, and then you got the other problem of if you don't add enough alcohol. I don't want to drink an entire can of pop and then not even feel anything, which again, being as I haven't drank in a really long time, I feel like it's near impossible to drink even a couple shots of something and not end up getting a little bit tipsy. Alright, let's add the beverages back. I mean, I can smell the alcohol, so it's definitely alcohol-y. It's definitely got that sweet, sweet good juice in there. You know what I'm talking about? Woo! Put on my fancy dancy screw cup here, because you know you're an adult when you have a cup that has a straw that refuses to let you drop. Oh. It exploded on my hands, but it smells like alcoholic pop. Oh yeah. Whoa, that was, wait. Whoa. What is that? It's like if I pick the straw up, the bubbles from the pop push the air out and it like feeds it up the straw. It's like science. I'm like geeking out and I haven't even drank anything. Oh, it's getting foamy though. Oh, it's all foamy because we're stirring the alcohol inside of the pop. Mixing and mixing and mixing like Nixon and Vixen and Lala and Poe. Oh no. So apparently I did it again. Like, I can't make alcohol. If you ever want to get drunk, and I'm not talking about just like, oh, I'm kind of tipsy. If you ever want to get really drunk, have me make your alcoholic drinks for you. I don't know what it is. I'm like, I even put my finger there, and I filled it up, and I only added like this much, but apparently this much over a diameter of like this big around was quite a lot, because all I taste is alcohol. I can't even taste the pop. It's literally just whiskey, which means I'm going to be fucking wasted after this glass, which is just great because I wasn't trying to get that wasted. Yeah, see, Joel, you're in the same boat as me. I mean, again, I'm sure you've probably gone a few more years than I have, but I mean, I'm almost on 2 years that I have not drank alcohol, and it does not bother me in the slightest bit. But again, it's like, I ain't got nothing going on, and I need to go to bed soon. I went to bed at 6 o'clock last night. I need to stay up a little bit tonight. It's already almost 9 o'clock, so I was like, well, fuck it. Let's drink some alcohol. Go crash afterwards, you know, once that nice mellow feeling kicks in when you're like, whoa, I'm getting kind of tired, and then the alcohol just makes you sleep like a baby. That's what we're shooting for. So, I will definitely be giving you commentating notes as to how I'm feeling when it comes to the whole tipsy feeling, because like I said, it won't take long. I'm sure it will kick in strong. Oh my god, it tastes a little funky. And I'm going to say there's probably 2 reasons because of that. And I don't know what one is actually the reason why it tastes funky, but I'm just going to throw out the 2 reasons why I would think it would taste funky. 1, I'm using a beverage called Sam's Cola, which is literally like Walmart / Sam's Club brand Coca-Cola. So it's not real Coke. And the last time that I was drinking alcohol, I was drinking Coke and alcohol. So, you know, like real Coke tastes like real Coke. Sam's Cola tastes like a Coke-ish, but it's not Coca-Cola. So that where maybe might be slightly a reason why I think it tastes funny, because maybe it's the cola that's off. Or it could be because, again, I bought this alcohol almost 2 years ago, and it's been sitting in here in this garage. So that means it's gotten warm during the summer and cold during the winter. Not saying that it particularly went bad over 2 years, because usually it doesn't go bad that fast, but the alcohol might be a little older, I'll say, because most people will tell you alcohol gets better with its age, which, I mean, this can be true, but not for every alcohol. If you actually look it up, things like whiskey, vodka, things like that, they actually depreciate over time instead of multiply. Kind of like wine. Wine will just keep getting better as it gets older. Whiskey's not one of those things, and vodka is also. Actually, vodka will literally just turn back to water. I know this from literal experience. I had kept a bottle of vodka for about 10 years, and when I got to it finally, there was only about yay much inside the bottom of it, and when I opened it up, it smelled like water, and when I put it in my mouth, because I was like, I gotta see, it literally was water. All the alcohol had evaporated out of the bottle, and the only thing left was the water that was the contents of the bottle, which was like cool to be like, wow, there is water in alcohol, but at the same time, it was like, I wasted a whole bottle of vodka. See, I'm still a huge beer guy. Don't get me wrong. If I had some Budweisers right now, I'd be slamming them bitches. But I enjoy beer. But if I want to drink and I want to drink fast, I'll go with the hard liquor. So that's why I always drink the mixed drinks now. But I also noticed that the older you get, the more you start drinking more like mixed. When you're young, you're like, give me shots, and you're just shooting shots down, and you don't give a fuck about the end result, I guess, kind of thing. But as an adult, I wanna slow my pace, and I want to kind of enjoy the drink more than just let it burn my throat and be like, ah. And I think Coca-Cola makes most alcohols taste pretty good. Rum and Cokes are obviously good. Whiskey and Coke, which is what we have here, is also pretty good. And I also love Hennessy and Coke. Hennessy is more fruity, so a lot of people are kind of like, that seems like it would be a weird thing, but I can promise you, if you want to try it sometime, get yourself some Hennessy, get yourself some Coke, put them together. I promise you, tastes fantastic. It's actually the only way that I drink Hennessy. I also once drank Hennessy that I mixed with Mountain Dew. Does not taste good at all. It was really, really bad. I drank the entire drink because I couldn't come to terms with the fact I was going to waste a Mountain Dew and waste the alcohol, so I drank it, but oof, Mountain Dew and Hennessy does not go well together at all. But it's again, I'm learning these things so you people out there don't have to learn it yourself. Hi, puppies. My little puppy sees me talking, and she's like, who are you talking to? I'm coming out to see what's up. And now she's just, what are you doing? What are you chewing on? Oh, look, there's your head. They can see your head. Oh, they can see you. Oh, they can see you. Hi, pup. My puppy's birthday's coming up soon. April 30th. Isabel's birthday. What are you doing? You're making a lot of noise with your mouth right now. Why don't you go get some water? Go get some water. No, don't. Stop whatever you're doing. Go that way. Go. She's like eating something off the floor or something, and she keeps going. Like it's stuck in her teeth or something. I don't know. It's weird. I didn't like it. Wait, that's a really bad excuse to use, Joel, unless there's like some medical underlying thing, because my parents are both 65 and they still, I mean, I don't want to make them sound like alcoholics, but I mean, like, they drink at least once a week over at their friend's house and stuff. I mean, ain't nothing, age don't stop drinking at all. What are you doing? She's literally, I can't figure out what the hell she's doing. It's either she got something in her mouth she's trying to get out, Or she's got like a flavor or something in her mouth she's trying to get out. Because she's literally just like, alright, I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it after. Look how little is missing from this glass. I mean, it was maybe to the bottom of this ridge line up here. I've done like a shot's worth of this alcoholic beverage, and I already feel like I'm a little bit loosier, goosier than I was about 10 minutes ago. Obviously, we'd be on the precipice of the tipsy phase, but nowhere near the drunk phase. Even though once we hit the tipsy phase, we're gonna hit the drunk phase real fast afterwards because, like I said, it's already not taking much to get me close to the tipsy side. So, woo! Talk about chatterbox. You know, I used to live stream like every day for like a couple hours, and I thought about just a couple days ago. I was like, man, I should live stream, and then it's like, what am I gonna talk about? Like, just like having a conversation with myself in my own head, you know, just like, I don't know, just talk about whatever. And then I just sat there and thought about it and was like, do I really think I even have enough to just randomly chat about for 2 hours? And then I was like, oh, I don't know if I could do it anymore. But now I can tell you right now, all you gotta do is put a little alcohol in me and I'll just ramble. Whether it's gonna be coherent or understandable and or make sense, just gonna talk because I'm drunk. I'm not drunk. I'm going to be drunk. You know, but I really want to play video games. Also, like once I get to that drunk part, you know, like when I'm like, well, I feel great. I want to play video games, so I do have my Xbox on. You just can't see it because I obviously know that there's enough of you out there that don't give a shit about me playing video games. So since you don't want to watch me do it, I'm not gonna make you watch me do it, but I'm still gonna do it. Ah, wow. Yeah, this is. I should. I should I should open me a bar somewhere and make it so I just make people alcoholic drinks because I would be able to pretty much sell one drink and everybody would be drunk. Hey, cheers to you as well, my friend. Wow. I you know, because like typically at a bar, you know, they don't want to give you as much alcohol. So that way you have to keep coming up and buying drinks, you know. So if they're going to make you a mixed drink, they're going to put like a shot of something in there and then put like a whole bunch of pop in there. But not me. I do the opposite. I put just a little bit of pop in there, a whole lot of alcohol in there, and then you never have to come back up to get a second glass. So literally, I'll just be like the one glass bar, and you'll literally just come to my bar to have one glass of alcohol because it will be so strong that that one glass would get you drunk. I feel like probably wouldn't be a profitable bar after a while, but hey, you know, it sounds like a great idea. Yeah, I know, and trust me, I could not physically run a bar. Like, there's a lot of other sides of that that I just wouldn't be able to be alright with, but still, still would be an interesting venture, you know, because again, like I said, no bar ever gives you a bunch of alcohol. They always like strip you on it, so it's like be a little bit different. Oh, really? Yeah, you wouldn't like this drink then, cause she pretty kicking. I mean, like when I sip it, it's a whole cup of cola. It's 12 ounces of cola, and I could not tell you how much alcohol is in there because I just kind of poured it and used my finger as a judgment of how much I had put in there. But yeah, it just tastes like alcohol. You get the sugariness of the pop, but there's no flavor of pop. It's just alcohol with sugar in it, pretty much at this point. So you probably wouldn't like my drink. So maybe I'm not meant for everybody. Maybe you are the person that was sent here to show me that I'm wrong and that I should not open a bar. I just had to yell at my dog because she is literally, I cannot figure out what she's doing. And if she makes me end this stream because she decides that she's got to eat something that is now going to fuck with her. So she's like, it's annoying. You can hear her licking, but it's not like licking herself. She's just licking the air. I don't. It's hard to explain. It's not an averagely normal thing for her to do. She's actually never done it before, so I'm stranged out by it. But uh, uh, yeah, I should probably set the glass down because I feel like as I'm holding it, I'm just like rapidly drinking more and more and more. Because now, it's like going down easier. Not to say that I'm at that point where it's like alcohol just slides right down the tube. I'm not there yet. I'm actually, the feeling that I thought I felt that made me feel like I thought I felt like it was already making me tipsy. I can't tell if that was really it or if maybe I'm just playing mind games on myself because like I drank double of what I thought I felt off of and I don't feel anymore. So that's why I'm like, maybe I don't feel it. And maybe I just tricked myself into thinking that I felt it. Because again, I haven't felt this way in a long time. So it's probably going to be one of those things where all of a sudden it's there and I'm just going to be like, whoa. So I do kind of like your advice of taking it a little bit slow and, maybe not dog piling right into slamming it. And on top of that, woo! Wow. I only brought one Coke because I didn't expect it to have to take more than one Coke. And maybe it won't because every time I take a big gulp and it tastes like that last big gulp, woo! We baby, we about to get fucked up. Actually, I ain't got no music going. Yeah, I'm actually sitting in the quiet, which is ironic, but I would be listening to music if not for the fact of I feel like if I put some form of background on, it's going to distract me. That's also why, excuse me, I have my Xbox on, and at some point I do plan on playing it, but I'm not actually playing it at the moment. I'm just like leaving it there, only because I feel like the moment that I grab the Xbox controller and actually try to play video games, I'm going to get sucked into the games and I'm going to do less talking. So that's why I was like, let's just wait. We can do that toward the end. For now, let's just sit and chit chat. Um, but, whew, wow. So, anybody else out there play video games? Because, if you like video games, and then I would have to ask anybody out there that's bought the new Lego Star Wars game that just came out, the Skywalker Saga. It looks fucking amazing. I have the complete saga for the 360 that I actually was just playing earlier. He rage quitted from, which I think is even funnier on top of that because it's like, it's literally a game that was built for children, or that was made for children, and I'm an adult and I get mad and rage quit over it because it just, the mechanics of it are so rough at times. And of course it's for the 360 and I'm playing it for an Xbox One, so it is like an older game than I'm just playing on the newer console, but it's still the fact of, well, I can't say, I guess newer is still a correct term. It might not be the newest console, but it's still a newer console than the 360. Um, oh yeah, I love me some. I like sticks. All right, sorry I missed a couple of your comments, but I like sticks. I like the oldies. I was jamming out earlier to some. Now my brain's gonna gap on it because I'm trying to forcefully think about it, but uh, uh, I, I keep wanting to say Rush, but I don't think it's Rush that I was listening to. I don't know. I'll have to look it up here in a second. I'm gonna hate myself when I remember it because I listen to them all the time. Um, but I I play a lot of Forza. I own the newest Forza at least. I haven't played it in a couple weeks. I spend a lot of time playing video games. I really kind of wish I didn't play as many video games as I did because I kind of wonder if maybe the reason why my life is lacking is because I spend all my time playing video games. But I also don't like the idea of thinking that I have to sacrifice the things I love just to be able to live a more steady life, I guess. It just seems like such a bullshit trade-off. Like, why do I want to work 60 years of my life giving up everything I wanted to do to become old to then have limited time to do what I want to do when I could just be young and do what I want to do and just not live the most outlandish life, you know? That's kind of how I see things. So parts of me wishes maybe I didn't play as many video games, and maybe I, spend a little bit as much effort that I spent on video games, you know, trying to improve my life. But at the same time, like I said, video games are um, my escapism. I use the worlds of video games to escape my reality and actually like enjoy something for once. So that's why I play so many video games. I decided to smoke a cigarette. I was going to try to wait as long as possible to smoke cigarettes because I felt like obviously it was like taking a pee where when you break that seal and you smoke your first cigarette and then you're just going to start chain smoking them after that. But it's like I wanted to take a little break in between the drinking, and I was like, I'm not really the best type of to be able to put something down and be like, no, don't touch it. Like my brain's gonna constantly be like, oh. And so I was like, fuck it. If I smoke a cigarette, I won't drink while I'm smoking a cigarette because I want to enjoy the taste of the cigarette, and I don't want to, fill my mouth with alcohol and not be able to taste the cigarette. So here I am smoking a cigarette, prolonging the chance, definitely getting tipsy. I can tell you right now, nowhere near tipsy still. We're gonna use percentages. I'm 20% tipsy at the moment. Definitely feel something. There's no more guesstimations of whether or not I feel something. There's something lurking in the background. But as of this exact moment in time, if I stopped in about 20 minutes from now, I'd probably be sober and be right back to normal. But I finish the rest of the glass, probably going to be 100% tipsy. Not 100% sure on that because I've drank half the glass and I only feel about 20% tipsy. But again, it could be creeping on me because I'm not used to drinking. So we don't really know. That's why we all get to watch and enjoy the show. Um, why do you feel like, if you don't mind me asking, if you don't feel comfortable talking about it, you don't got to, but I was just gonna say, why do you feel like you wasted your life? Um, but yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just perspective, you know, because I've got buddies of mine that obviously make way more money than I do, but they work like 12 hours a fucking day, and they literally have like no free time because if they're working at work for that long, they get home, they have stuff they got to do at home, and then they have to go to bed. It's just like they literally bust their ass for an entire week, and then they go and they have 2 days off, and they're like, woo, weekends. And I'm just like, bro, like, just not me, man. I'm sorry. I like to do what I want to do, and I understand there's priorities in life. Sometimes you gotta mow the yard. Sometimes you gotta fix this. Sometimes you gotta do this. Like, there are obviously things that you gotta do before playing video games. But, you know, in the natural retrospect of it, it's just like, dude, I'm not trying to, you know, I don't know. It's like one of those things where, you know, my buddy makes this great money. Yeah, okay, in theory, I guess he could retire early if he continues to make this great money for, you know, the entirety of his career. Um, because he makes six figures a year, which is awesome. But like the amount of effort that he has to put in, that, or not even that he has to, but the amount of effort that he had to put in back in the day to get to where he is now, it's the obvious trade-off where like he, you know, was obviously like willing to just do nothing with his life for a couple years and the knowledge of knowing that one day he's going to get paid a lot of money. Mine is, I don't want to sacrifice a couple years not knowing if I'll even be around in a couple years. So I'd rather just enjoy my life and do what I want to do in my life. That way, whenever I inevitably die, at least I know and feel as if I did what I wanted to. Because we all know I'm going to hell, if it exists. If it exists, I'll be there. You can find my condo on the west side. Hopefully it's the warmest side, you know, because I've lived on the East Coast and I don't want snow. If I go to hell and they put me in a snow area, I am going to be so... I never thought of that. Oh, man, now I'm not happy. Oh, because everybody always says hell is really, you know, hot, which, I mean, okay, I get that, but, like, in theory, if hell was just, like, to torture you for your entire life, and I fucking hate snow, I could totally see that they would put me in a snowy area. And if I had to spend the eternity in snow, oh, man, I don't want to go to hell then. If it's warm and hot, I'm all about it. If it's cold and snowy, get me the fuck out of there. I don't want it. Oh. I live in Ohio. And Joel is from PA, which is funny because, you know, Joel, I won't be rude, but I'm really not a fan of your state. I'm also not a fan of Michigan. I'm not a fan of the state north and what east of me. Kentucky, West Virginia, and Indiana. Indiana is west of me. Kentucky and West Virginia are south of me. And those states are okay. But Pennsylvania is like a colder... Well, okay, I know you're from Maine, so I know you're even more colder than we are. But Pennsylvania is just a hillier, more cold version of Ohio, which is... Well, I really don't want that. You have the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is the Browns' fucking, you know, rival, and I'm a Browns fan, so I hate the Steelers. But the ironic part about it is the Philadelphia Eagles actually are my second favorite football team. I've loved them since I was 12 years old. So that's the only thing that Pennsylvania has going for it. That and Philadelphia was, you know, where the Liberty Bell was, and well, was. I don't know if it's still there. It could be replaced. I don't really know. I don't keep up with that stuff. Um, but then Michigan, that's north of us, and that's still not as north as Maine, but they're even colder yet. Um, they do have a lot of pine trees, and they do have like wolves and stuff up there. Actually, wolves haven't been spotted in Michigan in a lot of years, but they have been known to be wolves in Michigan. So I think that's kind of cool, just because I've never actually seen a real wolf in, like, besides at a zoo. So I'd like to maybe not like have to run into one, but I'm sure I'd like to see a wolf in the distance and through some binoculars in the wild. So that would be cool. I went to vacation in Michigan once. Went to the very northern tip, and it was the middle of summer, and it was a high of like 68. And I was like, who wants to live here? Like, that's just. Today was 71 in Ohio, okay? And we're warming up. So, like, we still got 20 degrees easily. We're usually in the 90s during the winter, or I mean, in the summer. So it's like, if your summer consists of 68 degrees, and that's 3 degrees colder than what it was today of spring in Ohio, I just feel really bad for you. This just sucks. That doesn't sound like any fun to me. I mean, I also get some people like the cold and some people like that cool, temperate zone, but it's like just not about it. I need to be living in a warm state, but then we have all kinds of other issues we could throw out there. We live in the Goldilocks zone of the United States, where like Ohio and everything east of us, we really don't have many tornadoes. We don't deal with hurricanes. We don't have forest fires. We don't have deadly animals that live in my state. We actually do have two of them, but they're so infrequent in killing people that people don't even think about them being here. That's how rare people die from them. So it's just one of those things where you literally go into any state to the south or west of here, and all those things start to multiply. If you want to go down toward Florida, now you're going to deal with a lot more hurricanes. They got alligators, or maybe they're crocodiles. I don't actually remember what the difference is, but um, yeah, you got all kinds of poisonous snakes. They got crazy stuff. Then you go, okay, well, let's move out to the west. Well, now you've got rattlesnakes and scorpions, and then you have Tornado Alley, and then you have forest fires everywhere, and then you have earthquakes. I mean, it's just like it's like you can't get to any better states than where we're at right now. This grouping of Ohio to the east is like the states that are known for just being states. I don't know. It's just crazy, because then it's like, I mean, if I was going to move somewhere like Texas, I don't think I'd be moving to Texas thinking like, oh no, they got rattlesnakes, I can't move to Texas. Like, that really doesn't bother me that much. But it's still that idea of it's there, like, Ohio's got a brown recluse spider, which is a poisonous spider that can make you lose limbs. But again, that's if you don't catch it, and or like you don't like notice that somehow you've been bitten and it like infects your entire arm or something. Like, that'd be the only way it would happen. And people have died from it, but usually the people that died from it were like way before medicine was like ahead of its time, where they actually knew how to fucking fix things. And uh and then we have the copperhead snake, which, it's a poisonous, very quick moving snake that smells like cucumbers, and it sounds like a weird setup in a sense, but ironically, they legitimately tell you if you're going to be down south in the woods, like in the down southern tips of Ohio, if you smell cucumbers while walking through the woods, turn around and walk as fast as you can away from where you just entered. Because of the fact, legitimately, if you smell cucumbers, there's like a 95% chance that there is a copperhead snake by you. And you will know if you see them because their head looks like copper. It's like an orange color. And as you learn from life, any animal that is brightly colored, poisonous. I've seen copperheads in real life. Last time I saw a copperhead, it got wrapped around a lawnmower blade and then chucked out of the lawnmower in pieces. So that was pretty cool. I got to see a dead one up close because, again, if you see one and you're close enough to see it up close, you're too close. So to be able to see a dead one all chopped up was like, cool, that's what they look like. Awesome. It smells like cucumbers. Now I'm going to walk over here even though it's dead. I just didn't feel comfortable. But, um, oh, Absolutely. Thanks for joining. I'm glad you could sit here and talk to us. I'm sorry it took me so long to reply to your chat message. Obviously, I'm getting more intoxicated as time goes by, and my chatterbox is just rambling. I've been talking for 40 minutes, and it feels like it's been 15. But maybe Ohio got warmer than 71 today. I'm not 100% sure. I don't pay attention to the weather all that much. I just know that last night it said today was supposed to be 71. So that's as far as my knowledge of the temperature goes. But I did cut my hair today. I took it down from the 8 inches of mop hair to 1 inch of mop hair. Still needs touched up. I need to get my bangs trimmed. Got to get my ears trimmed. Got to get the whole back of my neck trimmed because it's all at 1.2 inch, so it pretty much just looks like I got a mullet at the moment. But my dad went to go play pool, like pool with a stick and balls on the table at a pool hall, so he's not available, and my mom's not to sound mean about it, but she'll tell you like herself, she's not really competent enough to do it. She would probably mess it up, and I don't want my hair to look bad, so I'll just wait until my dad is available and have him trim my side of my head and the back, so that way I don't look completely out of normal. Out of normal. That's not the right way. What? Oh no, the alcohol has poisoned my brain. I'm gonna be right back. I heard a noise. Not that it's a scary noise. Just that it was making noise. Oh, I see. Oh. Hey, don't bother me. Stop it. Dog. It was a dog. It was my neighbor's dog. It sounded like a piece of metal being tousled around. Nice. You get somebody, or you have somebody cut your hair. See, I'm one of those type of people that I'm not gonna pay somebody, $20 to cut my hair when I know clearly I can cut my own hair. But at the same time, I also understand that I also need help from somebody to help me finish cutting my hair, and that if I had to do the whole, whoa, excuse me, if I had to do the whole thing by myself, it would not look good. Because I've already done it by myself enough times, and it has not looked good. Still haven't decided about what I'm doing with my beard. I am excited, though, because I don't know if, Joel, I know that you're really the only one here talking to me at this current moment, but in the off chance anybody actually watches the replay of this that's going to be on YouTube, there was about 2 years ago, maybe a little bit more than 2 years ago, that I was in the works with actually having a sponsor for this channel, which was like huge for me because like I'm a nobody and I have very little subscribers, and I was just like really impressed to think that this company actually like reached out to me and was like, hey, we think you'd be a perfect candidate to promote our product. And I was like, what? Like, I thought at first it was one of those things where they just sent it out to anybody, and then found out that no, like they legit had somebody who liked watching my videos, and they just happened to reach out and say, hey, how would you feel about doing this? And I was like, what? But then the whole, COVID bullshit happened, and situations happened, and everything just kind of came to a slowing down and then a halt because of, again, COVID, and I wasn't really sure where it was going, so I just kind of stopped talking about it, and I kept in touch with the people from the last, year or two now, but it's just been, it's every few months we kind of chat back and forth a little bit. Nothing really has seemed like it's really changed or that it was really going forward or anything. And then it was about 2 or 3 days ago that they reached out to me again, and they said that now with everything opened back up and that everything's in kind of full swing again, that they were going back into full swing, and that they were still interested in having me, you know, advertised for them, kind of thing. So I was like, oh shit, like maybe, maybe this is gonna be a thing. And now, like I said, I've been talking to them the last couple of days, and it seems like it's all working out, and it's gonna be heading us into that there direction. So before long here, we should have some fucking sponsors. Ah, that's funny. A buddy of mine is in Florida, and I told him that I wanted him to fill a water bottle um, full of ocean water, and bring it back for me because I haven't been to the ocean in like 10 years. And I know it sounds weird, but I want to touch and smell ocean water again. It's been too long, and transporting water isn't illegal. It's not illegal to take ocean water. So I have him fill me up a bottle, and so he sent me a picture of this bottle because he's like me, he forgets a lot of things, and so he keeps forgetting to get the bottle, and so he had to tell his girlfriend to do it because she is good at remembering things, so she would remember to do it. So in the morning he sent me a picture of a big bottle and was like, hey, it's empty now, but this is the bottle that's going to have your seawater in it. And I texted him back and I was like, alright, cool, thanks man, I really appreciate it. And then there's this remote, it's a remote control, it's just like in front of the bottle, and it looks really weird. I'd show it to you, but unfortunately their wallets are there and their IDs are showing, and I'm not trying to put my buddies and his girlfriend's IDs all over the internet, so you can't actually see it, but it's a strange looking remote. And I was like, again, like I said, I was like, oh, thanks, I really appreciate it. And then I was like, what the fuck kind of remote is that? And he just sent me a picture. That's what my phone buzzed. I don't know if you picked it up over the thing or not, but my phone buzzed and I looked, and he's holding the remote up to the wall, and there's a air conditioner mounted to the wall and he's holding the remote like toward it, and it says at the top of it, Mitsubishi Electronics, which is funny because my buddy loves Mitsubishi cars. He owns a couple first gens, and they're really fast, all-wheel drive, turboed 4 cylinders. So it's just kind of ironically funny that his hotel room has a air conditioner made by the same company that makes the cars that he loves, but that makes sense why it looks weird. It's just like it's got 3 buttons on it, but it's like a full-size remote. It'd be like if someone gave you a TV remote, but it only had 3 buttons on it. That's literally what it looks like. It's just this big thing with just a couple buttons. It's like, what kind of fucking remote only has 3 buttons on it, but is that size? But again, if it's running an air conditioner, I understand. I understand that one. Damn, where'd you find this one? This girl I know on Facebook posted a thing a couple days ago. It said, for $200 an hour, I will pose as a couples counselor and tell your husband he is wrong about everything. And I commented on it and said, you could talk me into doing pretty much anything for $200 an hour. Which I'm not lying. Again, we got some things. That's why I said pretty much anything, because if you push anything gay on me, I'm gonna say, yo, dude, like, here's the thing, I'm straight as fuck, And so I'm not into that whole gay shit. But if you really were trying to get me to do something like that, you'd be offering me way more than $200. That's for damn sure. So I and then I just jumped on Facebook real quick, and then somebody else commented on my thing and posted a meme that said "prove it." And it's like, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, give me $200 for an hour, and I'll do whatever the fuck you ask me to do. I mean, really. Mm. Well, that was interesting. You know, I just had a piece of something float in my mouth and then went down my throat with the alcohol. I'm gonna guess it was probably a piece of food that somehow got stuck on my denture somewhere and just eventually now has popped off and floated down my gullet. But unfortunately, I don't know that for sure. So for all I know, I just drank something solid that was inside of my alcohol. Which, if that's the case, that's really gross. So we're just gonna say it was the food thing, and then pretend it wasn't the fact I just engulfed some form of liquid, or I mean solid, inside of my liquid. Wait, yeah, I said that right. Whew. All right, well, I don't think I'm gonna be as drunk as I thought I would after one glass, so I might have to go. The only thing that sucks about it is I only have one can of Coca-Cola left. I mean, I guess tomorrow is Thursday, and I do pick up my paycheck, so it's really not like I gotta go super long without getting, without having money. But wasn't. It's got 2 cans of pop. That's what I was just meaning. Like, it sucks because it's like I gotta drink 2 cans of pop just to get drunk. Come on. If it didn't taste so fucking strong now, I would just add more alcohol to it. But it's already really strong, and I feel like if I add the alcohol, then I'm just gonna die. Not really gonna die, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna get like it's just gonna show up, and I'm just gonna be like retarded. Who's all watching me? There are 5 people watching and only one person talking. And Joel's respected because he's always talks to me forever. Joel, do you know how long you've been subscribed to my channel? Because I feel like it's got to be a pretty long time at this point. Because, I mean, I'd say at least you got to be over 4 years. I mean, it's been a long time that I've seen your name and talked to you. So I feel like it's got to have been a while. But I got 5 people watching. One of them is me. Because again, I'm watching myself on a different account because I have 2 accounts. My phone is linked to one, and my computer that's recording is linked to the one that obviously I post my videos to. So now there's only 4 people watching. So somebody left because I asked who was watching and they left. Or their internet sucks, one of the two. Or they just don't find me attractive. I was going to say boring, and I don't know why the word attractive came out of my mouth. It was kind of odd. Kind of odd. I think it might have been the alcohol talking, which is probably right. I can tell you that the more I sit here and the more I talk, the more warmer I'm getting. And this sweatshirt is a little bit too unbearable already. Wow. Also had acid reflux earlier today, and I just burped up acid reflux again. So I'm guessing that whoever was the 5th person had bad internet because they are back. Actually, my phone says there's only 4 people watching, but my computer says there's 5 people watching. So what one's correct? Or maybe my phone says there's 4 because it's not counting me. So there'd be 4 other people besides me. But who fucking knows, man? Do you know what I do know? I'm going to go buy a fishing pole tomorrow. Oh wait, no. Tomorrow's Thursday. Friday. Saturday. God, I'm so wrong. Okay, Saturday I'm going to buy fishing gear. I'm buying a fishing pole. I'm buying tackle. I'm buying your mom. Ha! Get it? I bought your mom. Anyways, and then I'm going to go fishing next week sometime, as long as it's not raining, hopefully. So I'm excited about that because I bought a 3-year fishing license, and I've already gone almost a year and a half and still haven't fished on it. So it's like, let's not continue to waste that fishing license, go out and do some fishing. Which also means there'll just be more vlogs of me out in nature. Don't we all miss nature when it's green and beautiful and warm and everybody likes to be outside? It's almost gone. I feel like I should just drink it really fast. There's only this much left. It's really not much left, and I don't think drinking it fast is really going to make any much of a difference, but I really just don't feel much. See, we got two sides of this, right? You have well, let's just sit and wait. See how I feel. See how everything goes, right? But then, what if I drink this really fast? I spend the next 15-20 minutes sitting here, find out, yep, nope, don't feel any different, and then I have to try to drink some more. But at that point, now I'm already on the downward slope, because if it doesn't add anything more, then it's just going to eventually start wearing off. Or I say, fuck it, I tell you guys, hold on a minute, while I run inside my house to go grab another Coca-Cola to drink some, but then I make an entire another glass and only drink a couple drinks and then get fucking slammed, and then I don't want the rest. Like, so many hard decisions. You know what, it says 5 people watching, phone says 4 people watching, I don't know what the count is. There's at least 4 or 5 of you counting on here, including Joel. So, one of you tell me what I should do, because I'm not good at making decisions. The stream is slightly delayed, so I also have to remember that half the time that I'm talking to you guys, you're like 30 seconds behind me. So I'm like, I demand question, you answer me, and then I don't see anything, and I'm like, well, fuck you, and it's like, well, it's probably because you haven't even seen me say I want you to answer me. So, I mean, maybe you did and you're just ignoring me. Either way, it's rude, and it's really disrespectful. I'm not a fan of it. My eyes are getting blurry. It's hard to read the numbers. I've been recording for 57 minutes and 51 seconds. I thought, since I hadn't drank in a while, that it'd kick in really hard. I'd feel great, and then I wouldn't want to drink very much. And then by 10 o'clock, I'd be done drinking, and then possibly tired enough to go to bed around 11. But I can tell you right now, it's turning 10. It's 9:41, obviously, as the time you can tell in the upper corner up there. But I feel like I could drink another drink, and if I could drink a whole nother drink, I'm definitely not going to finish by 10 o'clock. So if I finish by like 10:30, then it's easily going to be 11:30, 12 o'clock before I'm tired and ready to go to bed. Which, trust me, the longer I make it, the better, because I do have to work tomorrow. So, you know, God eventually, man, something's got to be going on here, because I'm just saying things wrong, and I don't realize until after I said them that I'm saying it wrong. It's like that filter in my brain has shut off, and my brain's just talking, and then I'm like, no, idiot, don't say that. But I don't work tomorrow. I work the day after tomorrow. I work on Friday, so that's why I'm drinking today, because, you know, today would be like my Saturday, right? Yeah. Tomorrow would be Sunday. Yeah. So, I'm okay to drink tonight. I can be up as late as I want. And being as I work third shift, the later I stay up, the better it is, because I'm going to have to stay up all night tomorrow anyways, because it's Thursday. Is it CT Kovac? Is that how you say it? Is it Kovac? Kovac. See, I had a person in my grade that I graduated with that had the last name of Kovac, but I think their last name is spelled differently. That's why I'm asking you if I'm pronouncing it correctly or if I'm saying it wrong, because it could. Yeah. All right. Cool. I'm glad I got it. Um, where are you from? Is your last name Kovac? Is that why it's Kovac, or is that just your name? Because again, I kind of assume that might be your last name, but it could not be your last name. I don't know, um, but yeah, actually, I legit had a Kovac that I graduated with. All right, you guys are gonna have to hold on a minute while I run inside to get a Coca-Cola. Um, Pennsylvania? No shit. You and Joel are both from Pennsylvania. That's crazy. I mean, not super crazy because I'd assume being YouTube, they would naturally try to put people in states around me, like suggest, like watching kind of thing. But like, I don't know. Um, but yeah, I'll be right back. I just gotta go grab the other Coca-Cola that I got. It won't take very long. I wish I had some fancy like in between screen, to be like, oh hey. I mean, actually, I do kind of have one, but like I don't think it. I think it says I'm going pee pee. Uh, uh, Aha! All right, IBRB. Hey ya! Yeah! Woo! I'm not gonna lie, I ran through my yard, and even though I was not unstable, I definitely felt quite alive while running through my yard. Woo! So, Definitely gonna enjoy this next one. Actually, even funnier, I got a different brand of cola. So now this next drink is gonna even taste more different than the last one tasted different. First I had Sam's Choice Cola, now I have Food Club Cola. Either way, it's Coca-Cola. It's just a different brand. These are all cheap brands. These are like the cheapest of the cheap pops you can get. Because I'm poor. Who can afford Coca-Cola? That shit's so expensive. Alright, I want a cigarette now. All that running really worked up a cigarette appetite, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so what's everybody else doing this evening? Anybody else participating in any beverages? Am I the only beverage participator at the moment? Don't really know. Wow, it was warm just drinking the alcohol. Now that I ran, I'm even more warm. Gotta pull these sleeves up, alright. Well, I guess let's see how much alcohol we want to put in this drink, because now that I don't have soda beverage in there, it should be even easier for me to understand how much alcohol I put in there. Does that look good to you? Does that look like a good enough amount of alcohol to you, or do I add more? Do I take less in there? Oh, we definitely can't get. I Well, I'm glad we can enjoy a cigarette together, unless you're talking about smoking other stuff, because I'm not really sure, and I wish I would be participating in that as well if you were. But you can't get drunk on milk. Sorry to tell you, Joel. Actually, I won't say that because I have some weird feeling that somewhere in the world you could probably buy alcoholic milk. I feel like that would be very disgusting, but I won't put it past anybody, because there's practically everything in this world that you never thought would exist. So here we are. Oh man, I don't know what it is. I know this is like typical people who drink, but like cigarettes are so much better when you drink. I don't know why. It's weird. It's like it tastes the same, and I feel just as the same as I do when I smoke any other time. But yet, just because I've drank some alcohol, it's like glorious. This cigarette is the revolution of my world right now. And it's always like that. Every time you drink, you just want a cigarette all the time. And then you smoke one, and you're like, God, that's the best cigarette I ever had. And then 5 minutes later, you're like, fuck, I want a cigarette. And you smoke that cigarette, and you're like, God, it's the best cigarette I ever had. Actually, I've really been thinking about quitting smoking cigarettes. It'd be pretty hard for me, but really, the reality of it. Is that what a White Russian is, Joel? Is that really what that is? Because, like, honest to God, I would not put it past anybody to have made alcoholic milk at this point, literally, because there's a billion alcohols out there that are mixed with things that you would never imagine to want to taste good with alcohol. And somehow they either do taste good, or I've never tried them because they scare me too much. That, and I don't drink. I'm not really a drinker. Nobody answered me if this was enough alcohol. Does anybody think that that's enough alcohol? It's like a couple shots, right? I mean, this is like, this glass holds maybe like 14 ounces. And I don't know if the pops are going to even fit in there. Because I put probably, yeah, let's just add the pop. That's what, yeah, not honestly, man. That's exactly what I was saying earlier. is like the fact of like I hate breaking the seal on smoking a cigarette because you inevitably just chain smoke once you start smoking after drinking. You just one after another, and then like if back in the day when we'd all go down south and ride four-wheelers, the next morning you'd wake up and your fucking like lungs were raspy because you would smoke an entire pack of cigarettes in like 4 hours, and and then obviously your lungs were not happy when you woke up the next morning. But like that's just reality, you know. And again, I don't know what it is about cigarettes. I don't know if it's the chemicals or the cancer in the cigarette or what it is, but something about it makes it taste and feel fantastic when you're drinking. You're just like, I need one in my life at all moments of the day. I wouldn't be surprised. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, let's crack open this here cola. I'm actually gonna taste it because I've never tasted this before. Actually tastes more like Coca-Cola than the last Coke I had. So maybe this one actually is uh is gonna be. Oh, I just spilt on myself. Come on, you not used to being slightly intoxicated person. And then it foamed because the alcohol just makes pop foam. Wow, I can smell the alcohol. This might be a strong one, friends. This is another strong one we got ourselves here today. If I'm not feeling it a lot more by the time I finish this one, something's physically wrong with me. I've burnt my Xbox twice now. I really should stop putting cigarettes on top of my Xbox, because then the cigarette burns down and I'm not paying attention and I burn a little bit of my Xbox. I mean, it adds character, you know. Now I'm forever going to own this Xbox, and like 40 years from now, somebody's going to be like, yo, did you burn your Xbox? And I'll be like, yeah, I put a cigarette there and I burnt it. See how exciting that story was? That's how exciting it will be when I'm, 40 years from now. If I'm alive by then, it's a lot of years to go by. Alright, well, here's the problem. One, forgot to mix it up, which, yes, I did just pour a lot of pop in there, and I'm sure it did mix up a little bit from that, but that tasted like I just took a shot of whiskey. There was no pop in there, so either I just sipped a pocket of nothing but whiskey, or this one is going to kick my ass in a great way. So, CT Kovac, not in a mean or wait, how was I gonna name? I can't talk right. Are you a boy or are you a girl? Because I called you dude earlier, and I would be very upset with myself if you were a girl and I called you a dude. Because again, the Kovac I graduated with was a dude, so that's why I associated the name and dude together. There's a weird noise outside. I'm not really sure what it is. What the fuck? I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Ooh, shit. Okay. Just making sure. Again, I don't want to cross no boundary lines and be calling you a dude if you were a girl, or, a girl if you were a dude. I might remove my sweatshirt here. I'm getting a little sweaty. I think the alcohol's making my blood warm up. Oh, my cigarette went out. Oh. That weird noise I heard was actually a jet bike just going really slow, and now he's flying down the road, and I can just hear him. He's having fun, which trust me, I'd like to have fun right now, but at the same time, I'm intoxicated, and I don't think it'd probably be smart for me to be riding a motorcycle at this moment in time. Woo! I got a muscle shirt on. Yeah, you like these muscles? I have a muscle shirt on, but I have no muscles. So realistically, I just have a shirt on. Get it? Because I don't have any muscles. Uh, Honestly, I had a stalker for a little bit. You know, I don't know if you're just like you just stumbled upon my channel at this moment in time, and that's why you're talking to me, or if you're actually subscribed to my channel. But I did indeed have a stalker. She doesn't bother me anymore, thank God. But she probably still stalks me from afar, for all I know. But yeah, wow, it was pretty rough. I could not escape, and she worked at somewhere I went to all the time, so it was really impossible not to see her. Because like every time I would go there, they would always be like, "Yeah, all right, cool. So you are okay. You are subscribed, because then you do know. Yeah, yeah. No, she ain't. She ain't been around. I think she moved away or something, or she's just stalking me without me knowing, kind of thing. Because she literally doesn't talk to me. She doesn't like anything of mine anymore, and I don't see her anymore. So I'm just really, really hoping that she moved on and stalked somebody else or something. Because it was, you know, obviously, in all honesty, she really wasn't the worst in the comparison to what a real stalker is, or like what they can do. But I mean, it wasn't good though. I mean, like it it's like this. I'm very friendly and I'm very outgoing. So for you to rub me in like a wrong way, in the sense of making me feel uncomfortable, you gotta be kind of bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's gotta be definitely something about you that's really like, whoa, and like, this chick, she scared me. She literally scared me. She like hung out with me one time and like practically, she didn't, but like she practically told me she loved me. And I was just like, ah, I mean, one time, we're not even dating. We're like, we just hung out, and she's like, and it's just like, I'm good though. Thanks, yo. I mean, it's always nice to have somebody care about you, but see, I'd like somebody to care about me that I care about, and not just have some girl tell me that like she loves me that I don't love, because then it's just kind of like, well, I mean, okay, sorry about that. But what's going on, Michael? Long time no see. It's been so long that I haven't even seen the fucking blue wrench next to somebody's name in a very long time. Let's all give a round of applause. We finally have a moderator that's shown up. And I'm not being mean. I know I have not live streamed in a really long time, so I would not expect any of you guys to show up. But it's still a fact of anytime I do live stream, I never see my moderators anymore. They're always, busy in life. And then, ironically, man, I just thought about you like 2 weeks ago, because somebody was talking to me about working. I was at my work, and they were talking to me about working in the cemetery, and I instantly was like, oh man, I wonder if Michael still buries people, because I still think that'd be a dope job. And I still feel like you probably are still making mad money right now because, everything that's going on. Uh, Sorry for anybody out there that, dies. But, Michael's got to make that money somehow. If you got to die, that's how he makes money. Hey, got to do what we got to do. It's in Alabama, right? Am I correct on this? I know I might be slightly intoxicated, but I'm pretty sure I remember you were burying people in Alabama. Uh, Again, I'm asking questions and I'm reading the chat and it's like behind and I'm like, what? And then I realize, like, that's right, you're like behind. I ask questions and then they show up on your end 30 seconds after I say them. So I'm just a bit behind. Yeah, Alabama, I knew it. God, and now Where have you been, Sonny? You of all people, you were like the first person to ever be like super talkative to me, and then you just disappeared too. Everybody disappears in my life. It's only the alcohol speaking, don't worry. I don't really feel that way about you. Or maybe I do, maybe it's just the alcohol finally allowing me to say it. Okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I feel it. I feel it. I'm gonna put the percentage. We were at 20% tipsy last time. I'm saying we're a solid 60, and if I stood up, we'd probably be a 75. Because it's one of those things where I can feel like when you stand up and then you get that awesome rush of like, whoa, I'm like 10 times more drunk, even though I don't understand how that works. So if any of you out there actually understands the legitimacy of like why you feel more drunk when you stand up after drinking, please put it in the comments. I would honestly love to know. I legit don't know. It makes no sense to me, because naturally you'd think it'd have something to do with oxygen, but why would standing up have anything to do with oxygen? You know what I'm saying? Like, why sitting down do I feel okay, but the moment I stand up, I'm wasted? That. I've always wondered that. It's always that weird thing. You could sit down and drink like 20 beers and be perfectly fine, but the moment you stand up, you're like out. And it just I don't get it. I don't get it. Michael, are you talking about my stalker? Because if you're talking about my stalker, we literally just talked about this. About how, no, the stalker does not talk to me anymore. I'm very happy she does not talk to me anymore. I'm really hoping she moved on in life. Because I haven't seen her. She doesn't work at the store anymore. And, I haven't even seen her on Facebook, so like that's got me thinking she's had to have moved away. She might have even like unfriended me or something. Maybe she got over me. I'm not sure. I would be really happy if that would be the case. And on top of that, I'm not gonna reach out to figure it out because I don't want her to be all like, oh, he cares that I don't talk to him. Like, no, you don't talk to me. That's cool. Just keep it that way. Um. Always good to know that you were here watching all the time. Anyways, Sonny, I appreciate you always giving your time and effort for me. I am a nobody, but I still appreciate all of you that give me the time of day to watch. Yeah, whatever. Woo! Man, I actually, funny enough, even though I know I haven't, I have right now, as of this very second, I have 5 vlogs that I have to upload. Like, that I don't have to, but like, I've already recorded them, so I don't know why I haven't uploaded them yet. I just like forget, because they're all on this computer, and when I get home, I actually don't use this computer. I use my other computer, because I have 2 laptops, because I bought 2 laptops within 2 months of each other for literally no reason, besides the fact the government gave me a lot of money, and I was like, woo, laptops! Actually, I bought one, and I was like, oh, this is it. This is the one I want. This got everything I need and everything I want. And I got it, and it just wasn't enough. And I was like, really thought I had it that time. So then I went out and bought another laptop that was twice as much, and that's the laptop you're watching me on. That's the one that I sit at work and record on and watch stuff at work on and stuff like that. But then I use the other one. I just leave it at home. And I use it when I'm here, and then I try not to use this one when I'm at home, just because then the longevity of both laptops should be even better, because I'm only using one when I'm at home and one when I'm not at home. Whatever. But regardless, I'm also super stoked about my phone, because now my phone allows me to dual record again, so we can record in my truck again. Actually, just having a phone to record with in general is awesome. I like explain this to people all the time, and I don't think like people really understood, but like my old phone was so broken that I couldn't even take a photo with it. And it wasn't that the screen was broken or that the camera was broken. It was the system inside was so broken that it would not allow me to open my camera anymore. So that's why for the last like over a year I've had to post with just my laptop because I had literally nothing else to record on. And so now, now that I finally have a fucking phone that's usable and is awesome in comparison to the cheap bullshit I replaced it with, or that I had before. Um, it makes for, I say better content, but until I hear somebody else tell me that it's better content, then I don't really know that it's better content. I would assume it's better content. Actually, funny enough, I work with a kid, which he might watch this, and no offense, no offense. No offense, Christian. If you end up watching this, I'm not being mean, but I found it very ironic. Some kid that I work with, like pretty much shit all over my parade. And he was like, "Yeah, I watched your YouTube channel. You should probably not use Google Plus to record things." And I was like, "Oh man, you must be watching my old channel because I don't use Google Plus." And this is the response I got. He goes, "Oh, I thought you were using Google Plus because of how shitty the quality was." I was like, "Cool. Thanks for literally just shitting all over my YouTube channel." "Oh, your YouTube channel sucks on quality, bro." I'm like, "Well, I fucking use what I got, man. Like, I ain't gonna spend no $1,000 to go buy a camera that can record you guys or record me in 4K for you guys when I don't even make money from YouTube. Like, why would I spend $1,000 on a camera to give you better quality when I don't make money from it, Yes, some people would say, "Oh, you gotta invest to, to grow." Here's the thing. I've had this YouTube channel for a little over 10 years now. It's been about 11 or 12 years that I've had this YouTube channel. I'm very, very happy and very humble with the 524 subscribers I have. Don't get me wrong. But I think that's proof enough to say that if I've been on YouTube for 12 years, I have 524 subscribers, I'm probably not going to be the next millionaire, bajillionaire that's got millions of subscribers and I'm Mr. Famous making all this money. It's just not going to happen. I enjoy doing this and I'll do it for the 524 of you. I have no problem with that. But at the same time, you're going to have to accept the quality that you get because I'm not going to invest in a nicer camera when I'm not making money from it. Now, if I was working a better job that made me a bunch of extra money, yeah, sure, maybe I would then dump the extra money into it because this is something that I enjoy to do. But, like I said, at the moment, I can hardly afford to buy a new car, which I'm currently trying to figure out how to buy a new car. So, if I can't even figure out how to buy a new car yet, last thing I should be worrying about is buying a new camera just to improve the quality of my YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, excuse me. Okay, I fell a little bit behind on chat there. Mr. Kovac, are you still along with us here? I haven't seen your name up here since 9:59. We have 6 people watching, so I'm assuming that you're still there. You just haven't been saying anything. But, in the off chance that no one knows each other, let me do a little bit of introductions for all y'all guys here. So, we got Mr. Kovac over here that I won't say I just met. I feel like we just met, but maybe you've been in a live stream before or something. I'm not 100% sure, but now I can tell you 100% sure that I'll remember your name because we've already had conversations tonight. Okay, well, I'm glad you're still here, my friend. But Sonny has been around from the beginning, and I'm not even joking about that. This dude has been literally we were friends. Well, I mean, I don't know. Sonny, are we still friends on Instagram and shit? I don't even know. We used to talk on Instagram and shit. We kind of evolved a little bit of relationship outside of YouTube. Because he's always been there for me. So it's like, well, yeah, what's up? He obviously moved out of Ohio. But and then we have Joel. Joel is obviously a longtime subscriber as well. Maybe less vocal on YouTube, but more vocal on Facebook by sending me dog pictures. Yes, puppy. I'm talking about you. Actually, let's talk about somebody else's dog, but my dog's now looking at me because I said something about a dog. Um, uh, Wait a minute. Oh yeah, sorry. And then Michael. Michael's from Alabama, and he digs people. I am intoxicated. We are currently at least 80% tipsy, and if I stood up, I'd probably be drunk. We're at that level right now because I can't even talk half the time without stumbling over something. But Michael buries people. Doesn't dig them up. He buries people for a living, and he's from Alabama, and he also has been around for a long time. Um, and actually, of all of them, he's actually a moderator because he, for like a good solid 6 months, he was on every fucking live stream moderating my chat for me. So, shout out to them, VP there. We also have a few other moderators that have disappeared on us, and they have not shown back up. So I don't know if they gave up on me and they don't watch me, or maybe they watch me and just don't talk anymore. I don't know, but I feel like I'm gonna have to start like re-upgrading people and getting more moderators again. So anybody out there decides that, probably won't do it tonight because I'm a little intoxicated, plus I probably should live stream again before worrying too much about getting moderators. But if any of you out there, like Mr. Kovac, if you'd like to be a moderator or something, show up for the next stream if you can. I'm not going to hold it against you if you can't, but if you show up for the next one, I might make you a moderator. Who knows? I don't know. I'm really, all you really get to do is police the chat, which isn't super great, but I guess it's kind of cool. Some people say they like the power. You have the ability to kick people. You have the ability, you have the ability to like mute them. You can delete comments. We've had some great moderators on this channel. Literally, we have had some people like police this shit, but they don't come around anymore. So I don't know if they exist anymore. Obviously, besides Michael, because he commented, and his name is in blue. If you see a blue name with a wrench next to it, he is a moderator. Yeah, I know, it's super fancy. It's like, what? But it's still cool just because if you, like, someone says something and it's something I'm not going to agree with, you can just, like, block it because a lot of times back in the day, people kind of understood that I'd go on a rant if somebody would say something I didn't like, so they just delete it before I could see it. So I just see in the comments and just say comment deleted, and then I'd never get to see it. But it kind of saved us from a little bit of drama. You know what I'm saying? Might be a little bit of mouthy over here. I'm talking with an accent. It goes to show you how much I'm feeling this alcohol. I still haven't even touched the Xbox. It's just sitting here tantalizing in front of me like, play me. Play me. I almost want to play Call of Duty because I haven't played Call of Duty in a really long time. But the problem is I don't own the newest Call of Duty. Like the last one I have is probably be... Actually, I don't even know what the last Call of Duty that came out was. Was it Modern Warfare? Yeah, I think so, because it would have been World War II and then Modern Warfare, and then I think now it's Cold War. Or maybe Cold War is... I don't know. I don't have the new Call of Duty. The last Call of Duty I have is Modern Warfare. So I can tell you guys, though, besides what I feel like, whether it's like drunk or tipsy, I have to urinate. Pretty bad. The more I sit here, the more I'm like, woo, you gotta go potty. I'm drinking half of that second glass. So we're drinking half deep. Okay, so here's the dealio. I'm gonna bring up the going potty thingy again, because this time I'm actually going potty, and then I will literally return in about 60 seconds. to continue this fantastical stream of me being intoxicated, which actually probably am going to feel a lot more intoxicated when I come back because I had to stand up. Or not, who knows? I could be completely wrong on that. Again, I don't really quite understand why it works the way it works. Alright, I'm back. My 30-second pee was over, and it felt fantastic, but now it's back. Where is she? Where is she? Oh, here I am. I said she, and then I said, here I am. But, Michael, I am currently sipping on a whiskey and Coke. I have not. I bought a bottle of Jack Daniel's whiskey, and then I have these fancy whiskey bottles that I got from my grandfather when he passed away. It's actually part of a liquor cabinet, come with like a bunch of bottles and cups and stuff. So I poured the Jack Daniel's bottle out and poured it into the whiskey glass. It's cool because it's got a W in the glass up top. You can see that right there. It's got like a sticking out W, and then underneath of it says whiskey. But these letters are like painted on with like texture. So I almost feel like it's like braille in the sense of you could feel it and be like, whiskey, this is my whiskey bottle if you were blind, but I don't really know why you're drinking whiskey if you're blind. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't, but I feel like that's got to be a weird feeling to not be able to see, and then be drunk. That'd be an odd feeling. But, wait, I think we've already been across this because I think you've said this the last time I was doing but are you drinking the vodka in the Budweiser? I think that's a yes. Or are you just drinking Budweiser and vodka? Man, I tell you what, we're so far deep that I didn't even taste the alcohol in that one. It just tasted cola. It tasted pretty damn good. Did I just finish a cigarette? Because now I want one. See, now the chain smoking is coming in. Now I'm like, cigarette! Give me cigarette! I can't even remember if I just drank or I just smoked one. Man, I swear, Michael, you said that last time, and I remember being like, man, I gotta have to try that sometime, and I still haven't tried it, because it's weirdly hard for me to remember to put vodka in my Budweiser, but I just feel like that probably has to be pretty fucking good. Probably definitely get you lit real quick. I love Budweiser. I haven't had a Budweiser in over 2 years, and that makes me more sad than anything. It used to be like, I mean, I'm not a drinker. I've never really drank in compared to most people, but I guarantee that there was at least 5 years straight where at least once a month I was drinking Budweiser. Maybe once or twice a month I was drinking Budweiser. It's my favorite beer. My favorite beer of all time. Actually, it's not, but my favorite beer of all time was discontinued, so I can't buy it anymore. And that beer would be Budweiser Bud Select. Actually, that's kind of a lie. I love Budweiser Black Crown, which was it was 11% alcohol, very dark Budweiser beer. No one liked it, so they discontinued it. Then my second favorite would be Bud Select, which was owned by Budweiser. It was a little bit lighter, but damn was it good. And apparently no one else liked it because it was discontinued as well. Um, I just need, I don't know, I need to write a list and I need to say Budweiser and vodka and and try to remember. Maybe next week sometime here. Next, let's plan a day. Let's get drunk on Tuesdays. Wait, right? Tuesday and yeah, because technically today is Wednesday, and then tomorrow night I have to stay up all night. So to get myself back onto third shift schedule. So in reality, probably not the greatest night to get drunk, but I haven't done it in a long time, and I've been putting it off long enough that I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it tonight anyways. So that's why we're doing tonight, but maybe I'm going to start live streaming on Tuesday nights, and then I'll drink on Tuesday nights. Because then, just because you drink doesn't mean you got to get drunk. I could sit here and enjoy a couple Bevskis with you guys. I could drink a beer or two while on stream. Doesn't mean I got to get drunk, you know what I'm saying? And then I could try a vodka and Budweiser. So that way I could physically tell you how I feel like it. I feel like already it'll probably taste pretty delicious, but I feel like Michael should also explain to us the mixture ratio that you use for that because, is it a full can of Budweiser to a shot of vodka, or is it half a glass of vodka and half a glass of Bud? I mean, there's like a million ways you could mix it, and I understand that maybe it's to each his own. Maybe you like a certain way, and but for all I know, maybe Michael knows the secret. Maybe there is a specific way you're supposed to drink it, and I'm gonna drink it wrong because I put way too much alcohol in everything. Ugh. Oh, so it is half and half? Damn, son. That's that fuck you up. I mean, Budweiser's one thing, but half of it's vodka. God damn. Woo. If you're telling me you got 6 ounces of beer and 6 ounces of vodka, you're fucking drunk by the end of that. Well, I would be drunk by the end of that. Especially being as this is the first time in almost 2 years for me to drink, I would have been probably throwing up. Um, there's another main reason why I wanted to take it slightly slow tonight was, it's like, I haven't drank in a long time. It's been a very long time since I've thrown up from alcohol, and obviously it's when you drink way too much. But being as I haven't drank in a long time anyways, it's like, it takes very little to get to that extreme point, so I was a little afraid tonight. I want to drink, but I'm afraid that I'm going to get to that point where I'm going to drink too much and I'm going to go and get sick. But it's like, I'll probably be done after this next one. I can't promise you that because I almost feel like I could drink a third one. Which, if that's the case, if I'm really not feeling super lit and I have to go get another pop to have a third pop, then I'm going to 100% believe that my whiskey has lost its potency a little bit because I have drank this much of a bottle of Jack Daniels after 2 years, almost 2 years of not drinking a single drop of alcohol, and I'm not hammered, which is what I figured at this point I'd be plastered. And I feel great, don't get me wrong, I feel great right now, but plastered is anything beyond this. It wouldn't be legal, but I guarantee you I could probably get behind the wheel of a car and actually drive in a straight line right now because I'm that not intoxicated. So I just feel like it should probably be a little bit more potent than it is, and maybe it's sat in a garage and got hot and cold for a year and a half, so it's, like, probably lost a little potency over time, but still wouldn't want to take a shot of it straight up. I'm a big vagina, and I don't like shots, just straight up shots. When I was younger, you get me around my 21 era, fucking would have done shots with you all day. But nowadays, if it ain't mixed, I don't want it. I just can't take it. I'm an old man now. I'm 31 years old. Yeah, no, literally. Every drink I drink, I just drink it and go, that pop tastes really good. Even though it's definitely alcohol-y, because, when I was drinking it earlier, I was like, wow, that's so strong. And now I'm like, I don't even taste it. So it proves to you I'm definitely in the tipsy phase. Just not drunk. A little disappointed. Thought I'd be drunk by now. You know what? You know how, like, YouTubers do, like, meetups? Obviously I'm not like a real YouTuber. Don't get me wrong. I don't have thousands of millions of subscribers here, but you know how, like, the real YouTubers have meetups where they go somewhere and they have everybody show up that's, like, subscribed to meet them and everything. I feel like, unfortunately most of us are all spread out to the point where it's not easy for us all to get together. But I really feel like it would be really dope to just, like, rent a small building, or maybe something outside if it was summertime, and just have subscribers come out and just drink and hang out. Like, not even be like, it's a meet and greet, come meet Matt, your favoriteest YouTuber. Like, I know, like, at this point, I'm just average Matt, and you're just average whoever your name is, and we just sit down and talk. I'm not I'm not expecting people to fanboy over me, but at the same time, you guys are subscribed and you do watch my content. It's like, I feel like at this point, with the amount of, my life that I sit down and talk and tell everybody about anyways, but at this point, you guys are just friends, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no, like, this mystery of, I don't know this person. Do I trust telling them, this and that? It's like, you guys already know literally everything that I have to tell anyway, so wouldn't you just be considered a friend at that point? But, again, like I said, we're all too spread out for me to be, going out and spending money to have people show up, because probably no one would show up, and I'd just spend a bunch of money to sit by myself and get intoxicated alone. And I can do that here for free, so here we are, my friends! Cheers! I'm almost out, but cheers! I'm gonna chug the last of this because it's almost gone. Tastes so good! I even drank it out of a straw. And everybody always tells you get more drunk if you drink it out of a straw. I just don't feel it. I mean, I feel it, but I feel like you should feel so much more after, like, 8 shots of whiskey. You know what I'm saying? Whew. No, I did not get another car. I'm still in the market for looking for another car because my transmission is just continuously getting worse and worse and worse and worse as time's going on. Excuse me, I'm sorry for the burps into the microphone, but naturally I've just drank a lot and I'm gonna burp a lot. Yeah, I mean, I guess that is true, Mr. Kovac. I could just come to PA and drink, and then we could, me, and Joel can hang out. At least, like you said, at least I know I got 2 of you in one state. Michael, I'll be honest, I have no idea what that is. I went to the meet and greet for the 1000 Sisters in Atlanta. Is that a YouTube channel? Am I out of a loop on something? Stand up. Feel loosey-goosey. And I sat back down. Let's smoke a cigarette. I feel like us there. Oh, it's my last one. I dropped a lighter. Man, maybe I'm more intoxicated than I thought I was. So, what should we talk about now? I mean, don't get me wrong. I could ramble on about anything because that's what I do when I'm not intoxicated. So, it just becomes even easier when I'm drunk. But, I don't know. Has anybody got anything they would like to discuss? You know, preferably nothing that could be possibly, upsetting to anybody. Obviously, there's obviously some things we don't talk about on this channel because I don't care, and it's not a mean way. It's just you do and believe in what you want to do and believe in this world, and as long as it don't affect me, I don't give a goddamn rat's ass. Dog. I just yelled at my dog and she's sleeping. Like, how, how, how mean of a fucking owner am I? I thought I heard her growl, so I was saying, don't do it. And because I thought she was going to bark, and I looked over and she's like sprawled out, passed out, eyes closed, and I'm like, oh, she's not even growling. I'm just hearing shit, guys. Oh, you asked me how long it took for me to grow the beard. This beard on me is as grown as long as it has in the same amount of time it has been since I haven't drank alcohol. So, a little bit over, just under 2 years ago, I shaved both my head and my beard down to a respectful size because I had a job interview. I did that job interview, got the job, and then didn't touch the beard or the hair until today, where I just cut my hair down to an inch long, but I've left the beard. So the beard's at about a year and I'd say probably a year and 7 or 8 months, and it's by far the longest I've ever gone without touching my hair, or like without touching my beard at all. There's no combing, there's no like trimming it. I've just literally let it go, and it's one of those things where it's pretty annoying, really. There are a lot of things about having a long beard that I don't think people really think about until they get a beard, and then they're kind of like stuck with the consequences of it. Mine grows so fucking fast that it's like, even if I shaved it right now, I feel like it would only take about 6 months and I'd be right back to where I was. Um, but, I can't eat without fucking eating the hairs of my mustache, and I can't actually think of it right now because, again, I'm intoxicated, so my brain's kind of in la la land. But there's definitely some downsides to having a beard. It's a little itchy, sometimes people always look at me and go, oh man, that's gotta be so itchy. And it's like, it's really not. I mean, like, it's just hair on my face. Like, what makes hair itchy? Like, my chin isn't any itchier than my head is, and in the sense of maybe once or twice a day I might itch somewhere on my head, but I'm going to assume that everybody might eventually itch their head at some point during the day, so it seems very strange to me that many people are like, man, you got a beard, it's got to be itchy. It's like, no offense to you, but I don't have, like, herpes of my face, so I don't have itchy face. Like, I don't get why everybody thinks that beards are so itchy. It's just hair. Like, is hair itchy or something? Like, I don't itch my hair all day. Like, I'm just, it's another one of those slightly confusing ideas of, like, why do people think that my beard is itchy? It's just hair on my face. Like, what makes beards itchy? I feel like if you don't clean yourself is when you get itchy. Because, if I've been working hard and sweating and my head's itchy, it's usually because I've been sweating all day and my hair is all like sweaty, and that's why I'm itching, because I got the sweatiness. But then it's like, if my beard was the same way, then if your beard was the same way, I'd just assume that you don't bathe, because clearly your beard is itchy, and I don't think it's supposed to be itchy. I don't have itchy beard problems, so I don't understand how my massive beard doesn't cause me to be itchy, and anybody else out there is like, oh man, hair itchy, and I'm like, no, it's really not itchy. I don't know. It's one of those things. I have a beard, and I'm like, I'm proving you wrong, but apparently I'm not proving anybody wrong, because everybody still thinks it's itchy. Um, yes, Joe. God, my brain. Yes, Joel. I do use beard products. I won't say oil, because I I use beard balm, which is close but different. It's more of a waxy material. I also have very specific soaps because my beard is very dry. It's very, very dry. As much as it's weird to say, and I'm sorry to anybody out there that doesn't have a mind that can't go this way, but it is practically like having a nutsack on my face, in the sense that, your nuts grow hair that's very brittle because it's like in your pants. It doesn't get aerated. It's not moisturized. It's just dry. And when you have dry hair, it's very rough. And that's what my beard is. It's very rough hair. That's why I don't comb it. I don't really take care of it, because it's not really like a stylishable beard. It kind of just does what it wants to. And when you add beard balm to it, it can help make the hair soft. Like when I put it on, my hair does become soft, but it's also oily. So it's kind of like putting hair gel in. Like, you're like, oh, I want to put my hair up all fancy, so you put hair gel in. But then the issue is then you walk into school or wherever it is that you're going to, that you want to have fancy hair for, and now everybody just sees the greasiness of your hair because you've covered it in a product that's like greasy. It's the same thing with your beard. Your beard looks wet, and you can see the shimmer of it. And I guess maybe to some people that's what they want, but I'm not trying to have a shiny beard. I just want a smooth beard. I want a beard that a woman can run her hands through and be like, oh, it feels so good. Not run it through what it is now and be like, why does your beard feel like I just shoved my hand in a nutsack? So that's the only slightly downside about my beard. Well, that and the fact of it grows so fucking, like, just everywhere, and I watched a bunch of YouTube channels of people who like trim the beards, like not other people's, like their own beards, and like they do their own stuff. But like, you watch these dudes and they're doing it in a mirror, and they're just like, oh yeah, you just gotta do this, and like, I'm still at that point when I'm using a razor in the mirror and I have to go to the right with the razor, I go to the left because it's backwards. And that's the thing, it's like, if I can't even figure out what way my hand's supposed to go correctly inside of a mirror, then what makes you think that I want to trust trimming my beard down through a mirror? So again, these dudes are doing it because they do it literally all the time, and they make YouTube channels about it. So it makes sense for them to be like, oh, you just do this and just shave. Like, yeah, okay, you know what you're doing. I've never done that before, so I'm not going to touch my beard and destroy it because I'm trying to trim it. So maybe one day, if I find somebody out there in life that's like, hey man, do you want me to help you trim your beard for you? I'd be like, sure, thank you. Help me, even if it's another man. I'd be a little bit upset if it was a man who didn't have a beard, though, because then I'd be like, man, I just feel like I'm really letting the bearded life men down, that I can't even shave down my own beard without assistance. But what do we do in life? I don't know. It's windy because at 12 o'clock tonight it's supposed to have thunderstorms, which I know most people like thunderstorms. It's great to fall asleep to, which I agree. It's nice to be able to go to bed and and lay there and hear it and stuff like that. But the unfortunate part is every time that it thunderstorms, my dog tries to escape. So I have to like lock everything down whenever it's gonna thunderstorm, because especially if the siren goes off, the warning for severe weather, it goes whoop whoop, but it's through my city and over massive speakers. My dog will literally like do everything she can to get out of her cage because she thinks that she's gonna die. I don't know why she thinks she's gonna die from the noise, but she panics really bad. And it was like 2 days ago we had severe thunderstorms come through, which literally weren't even anything. We got the sirens blow, and then it rained, and then it just was calm. Like there was nothing. The storm hit either after us, before us, maybe it went to the north or south of us. Like I have no real idea, but I know the sirens went off, some rain came, no wind, no nastiness, and then it just went away. So it was like nothing legitimately happened. But then you know, I get to my dog and find that everything around her has been literally like smashed and thrown around because she literally tried everything in her power to squeeze out of the tiny holes of the cage because she panicked into thinking she was somehow going to die. I don't understand how, my dog got that in her head that the sirens going off means she's in grave danger, but knowing that tonight it's supposed to do the same thing and I'm not going to be out here doesn't really, doesn't really excite me. Yes, I'm a football fan. Hold on. Probably upset some people in here, but oh, you see that, baby? Brown's all the way. I don't have a brown shirt on. I had a brown shirt on yesterday. But yeah, I'm a very large football fan. I love the Cleveland Browns because I'm from Ohio and, gotta support your team. Then my second favorite team is Philadelphia Eagles, which if you know anything about them, they have sucked literal dick the last few years. So practically, it's easy enough to just say, I like the worst teams in the football league. I like the Browns and the Eagles, with a slight third favor to the Raiders, and that's only because I had a friend of mine who really liked the Raiders, and it kind of started liking them too. But they're like far off in the distance. Like I don't really like the Raiders. I just kind of like the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Um, Hell yeah, glad to see we got ourselves another brownie out here. Been actually funny enough, which, you said Browns fan since 2000. This hat is from 1989, and I was born in 1990, so I didn't get it when I was born, but my parents went in 1989 to a Browns game. They've been to many since. I'm just meaning they went back then and bought this hat. And then when I grew up, I was like, that is mine. Like, I want that hat. And so I stole it practically. Because look, it hasn't even been bent, so it's like a flat build Browns hat. But it's actually just a Browns hat that was never folded. So it's like I'm a big fan of flat build hats. I know a lot of people say it looks like we're all wiggers when white people wear flat build hats. And I'm not trying to look ghetto. I just like flat build hats, and I think it's even better that it's an 1989 Browns football, hat that's never been folded. Like that's perfect. Um, but yeah, I actually, funny enough, I haven't always been a fan of football. I've only actually watched football for the last 5 years. I did play it in high school for 1 year, which is kind of funny because I didn't really play. I just sat on the bench for a year. But it really wasn't until I was out of high school that I really started paying a lot more attention to football and getting into it. Now I'm like straight up. Last season, I'm not even kidding with you. There isn't a single game that was on television that I didn't see. Whether it was Browns or not, I watched every single televised game of the season. So even if it was somewhat two teams that I didn't even know, I have NFL Pass or whatever they call that, the NFL apps, Game Pass or whatever. So you get them all, because you pay for it. But But yeah, no, I made time to make sure I watched every football game this season because I honestly just got to the point now where I just like football enough where I just like to watch it. I don't really care for the two teams I like, which actually works out better because once you get into liking football, you can be like, you start to understand like if this team wins, then that knocks this team down in the bracket, which moves us up in the bracket, and you start, so that way you kind of start rooting for other teams that you don't even really like, but you're rooting for them because you know that if they win, it makes you go higher and, all that other stuff. So I was big into football this year, but yeah, every year it's gotten bigger and bigger for me in the sense of like my caring for football has grown to the point where I'm still not great with players. That's probably my biggest downside. I know probably 50% of the Browns players, but there's still a large majority of them that I've never even heard their name before, or you know or I hear about them and then it takes me a few games to learn like who this person is and what they are to the team and stuff like that. So I'm still a noob when it comes to football. I will put that out there. I'm not a full-time like a fan that's been around for 20 plus years and knows like everything. I'm still very confused about things. Like, I don't watch college football because college football is completely different than NFL, and I hardly understand the NFL still, so it's like there's still rules of the NFL that come across, and I'm like, that makes literally no sense. So it's like, if I can't even understand the rules of the NFL, why get it hooked into a football series that's completely different, has different rules and different regulations? It's like, I'm good. Plus, on top of that, I really don't give a fuck about college. Like, you play pro, you're cool. I mean, college, you can go fuck yourself. I really give a fuck. Um, some people don't ever, go from college to pro. Some people only play college ball and stuff. So I mean, it's whatever. But um, um, so here's the thing. I don't know this other person, this Deshaun person. Like, I literally know nothing about him at all. I didn't even know he was a person until we picked him up. I will 100% say I feel horrible for Baker Mayfield. I think that Cleveland, as the city, treated him horrible. Like, yes, he was hurt last season, and yes, like when we picked him up, he was like on fire, and it does almost feel like every season since he's been like kind of downgrading in a sense. But like, whoever decided last season that Baker Mayfield could play half a season while being injured was a fucking moron. I have no idea who gave him the go-ahead for that. It would have been 10 times smarter for Baker to have not played and came back this next coming year 10 times better because he was healed than he was coming out hurt, giving a piss-poor performance, and now being removed from the team because he obviously isn't showing that he can make anything. So I'm not really sure where Baker had it in his head that he had to continue playing all season being hurt. I am a huge Baker Mayfield fan, and I will tell you 100% that if Baker Mayfield last year would have said, hey, I'm hurt, I'm going to take the rest of this season off so I can come back next year even better, I would have respected that way more than hearing him be like, oh, I'm going to continue playing. Because I feel like that was obviously him being like, well, I don't want people to be upset me being hurt, so I'm still going to play. And then he just went out there and sucked ass for a whole half a season. And then they got rid of him. And it's like, well, what'd you expect, Baker Mayfield? You literally went out there and was trash for half a year. And I love the guy to death. Don't get me wrong. I really do love Baker Mayfield. It makes me very sad that we got rid of him. Well, I mean, technically we still have him. But, like that we're trying to get rid of him. I would have loved, more than anything, for us to finally have found that quarterback that was going to, be the one. But as we also already know from being Browns fans, that now Baker Mayfield is going to leave the Cleveland Browns and go to some other football team, and he is going to be probably one of the greatest quarterbacks. Because that's how football works. You come to the Browns, you play pretty good. You might be really good, but you're not as great as some of the other people. It's even like Nick Chubb. Don't get me wrong. Nick Chubb, top of the league for his, for everything. I saw you comment on Nick Chubb earlier. That's why the name's in my head. But, one of the best in the league by far. I guarantee, even though I hate saying it, I guarantee if Nick Chubb played on another team, he'd probably be even better than he was. Because the Browns just have this ability of taking really great players and, sucking the life out of them, and then they leave and go to another team and become one of the best that's ever been known, And it's like, I don't know why the Cleveland has such a horrible curse, and, I understand the whole Ravens thing, but honestly, if you believe that we are cursed because the Cleveland Browns got moved from Cleveland to to Baltimore and then they became the Ravens, I don't understand that at all. That's like poor excuses for why we suck. It's just people's natural reaction to be like, oh, it's the curse. It's the Cleveland curse. That's why we suck. And it's like, or maybe it's because we're Cleveland, Ohio. We're Ohio. To be honest, if you rank Ohio compared to all the other states, we're pretty average. We don't have we're not big and fancy. We're very rural. We have a few big cities, but for the most part, we're practically farm fields and just small cities spread about. So it's like, are we really a state that has that thought of being like, why are we not the greatest football team in the league? It's like, it makes kind of sense to me. I don't know, Yeah, but exactly. There's, here's the thing. This is why I don't believe in this curse. Okay, if you take the Browns from Cleveland, I don't care if they were good or not. You take the Browns, you put them in Baltimore. Then they become the Baltimore Ravens, and then they allowed us to become the Cleveland Browns again. So no one ever stole our team. The name is still there. If we were somehow the Cleveland football or something, because, Washington football team was a great name to pick, you fucking retards, but, we were Cleveland football or something, then I'd maybe blame the curse. Like, you took our name from us and everything, and now we're never going to be the same. But literally, they just took the team. Like, okay, we got a new stadium, we have all new players. Like, where in all of that has luck have anything to do with it? Because some dude moved it from, it'd be like this, and this is what I love the best. If you were rich and you had a whole lot of money, and you owned a football team, and they were in Cleveland, and you had a chance to moving it to Baltimore, where you were guaranteed to double your fan base, you would move too. I don't care who you are, you would move the football team too. So this whole thing that Art Modell is like this horrible meanie, and that he moved our team, he just did what was smart. He moved because it made him more money. How is he to blame for making people more money? Like, it's the whole business side of thing. I just don't believe that we should be blaming one dude for our misfortunes as a football team, when clearly it just has to be our football team, our management, the people we choose to pick, the fucking salary cap. Unfortunately, this year, maybe even last year, we've had better salary caps because we were being a better team. But, it's just that whole, I don't know. I don't understand how we can blame one person for being the whole reason why our whole entire football team has sucked for 50 years is because this one person moved our franchise to a different city to make more money. Like, oh, fuck you for being smart businessman. Heaven forbid you decided you wanted to make money in life. Fuck you. Because as I'm sitting here right now, if I was rich and I owned a football team and I could move them to a different city that made twice as much money, I'd be moving them too. Speaking of which, let's talk about the Raiders, huh? They're in LA now. Obviously Las Vegas, not LA, but they're in Las Vegas. But guess what? They weren't always in Las Vegas. Where were they? In California. Okay, well, let's think of this. We've already got 2 other teams in California. So now you have 3 football teams in one state, and they're all competing for fan base. But now they moved to Vegas, so now there's only two teams in California, and now they're in the state where they're their own team. So it's like, are you now going to blame the Raiders, saying that they now suck? Because the Raiders did actually great last season, which was very impressive because they were not predicted to do great last season. But it's just that same idea of like, what are you going to hate on the Raiders because they got moved from the city they were to a new city, even though they clearly are doing better being in a new city? I mean, I think it's just poor excuses on Cleveland's side. I think we as Cleveland fans can't come to the terms that we just suck, and we would just rather blame some dude who existed a long time ago who moved our football team, and we're just going to blame you because it's just easier for us to say it was your fault than it is just to admit that we suck as a football team. But here's the thing, guys. I didn't sit on this stream to talk about football forever. I could talk about football forever because I really do enjoy it that much. But no, let's change the topic because I do know that a lot of you out there do not like football. And I understand, being as I haven't always liked football, that I also had a time in my life where when people talked about football around me, I just sat there quietly because not only did I not have anything to say, I didn't care to say anything to say. So I'm sure that some of you right now are listening to me ramble and you're like, I don't give a fuck. And if that's the case, I don't blame you because I get it. It's just some sport we pay a whole bunch of people way more money than they deserve to do something that doesn't deserve that much money. I mean, I don't know. It's just like you hear what quarterbacks are getting paid and you're like, the dude throws the ball. That's all he does. He holds a ball and he throws it. And then people are like, oh, but he could get tackled. And it's like, so what? A quarterback gets tackled once, maybe twice a game, and he gets paid all that money because some big dude hits him once or twice a game? Like, I would do that. I would do that without pads. Give me $50 million. I won't wear a single pad, and I'll let the biggest guy I can find slam me to the ground twice in a day, every day. Like, I'd do that. Why not? You know? You know? So, definitely a little bit intoxicated. I gotta go pee again because, I opened that floodgate a little bit ago, and now the flood's just flowing through me. So I'm gonna go outside and tinkle. But, yeah, just give me a minute so I can do that. I'm not gonna drink anymore. I was thinking about it because I was like, I still really feel like not bad. Like I could totally drink another drink and still be fine. But again, being as I haven't drank in almost 2 years, probably shouldn't. Just because I feel like eventually I will get to that point where I'll be like, oh shit, I should have stopped and I didn't realize it. So I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling good right now. So I feel like I'll just leave it as it is, and maybe some other day when I'm not a day away from having to go back to work, maybe I'll get like drunk for you guys. But for right now, I'm just gonna last with a little bit of tipsiness. I say a little bit of tipsiness. I'm like pretty tipsy. Like actually like really tipsy. But I'm going pee. again. Oh, 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 oh. When I poker face, when I poker face, to make you say oh, 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 oh. When I poker face, when I poker face. See, I wonder what's weird. So, like, my recording software tells me that I have 5 people watching right now, right? But then my phone says there's only 2 people watching. So that's really confusing. It's like, is it 5 or is it 2? 5, 2. You know, the phone is where I'm using to, look at the chat. So that's what's got me thinking, like, what's real? Is it the recording software that says I have 5 viewers? Or is it the YouTube chat that says I've only got 2? I'm not really sure. What I do know is that it is 11 o'clock. Oh, let's see, how long have we been? Okay, it's been a 2-hour and 20-minute stream. Still feeling pretty good. I want to play a little bit of video games before I head to bed. But unfortunately, because I did choose to stop drinking, I am now officially becoming tired. I should have definitely kept drinking. I'm really believing that this whiskey has lost a little bit of potency. And the only way I can prove and understand if that's for sure the case is by buying another bottle of whiskey and doing this whole thing again and drinking the exact same amount, but of brand new whiskey, and seeing how I feel off of that versus this, to let me know if this alcohol is for sure still as potent 2 years later as it was originally. Because maybe I'm just better with alcohol than I thought I was. I feel like if you drink this much out of a bottle of whiskey and you haven't drank in like 2 years, you should probably be drunk, right? But I'm not. I'm like pretty tipsy. I was pretty tipsy. I'm starting to burn out of that. And that's why another thing is, like, I want to play a little bit of video games because I know eventually here within the next probably 30 minutes or 40 minutes here, I'm probably going to be heading off to bed because I'm getting a little bit sleepy. I've been up since 6 in the morning. Or, I mean, rephrase, I've been up since 3 in the morning. So if you think about it, in 4 hours from now, I'd be up for 24 hours. So I've been awake for 20 hours at this point in time, and I think it'd probably be a good time to end the stream. It's been almost 2 hours and 30 minutes. But I just want to come out and say right now, I'd like to say I appreciate all of you who have spent your time here with me tonight. Whether it was enjoying Bevskis with me, whether it was just talking to me in the chat, and really maybe if you're just sitting there watching and you're not chatting with us in the chat, and you're not drinking with us, I still appreciate you spending your time with me. Maybe you're watching this after it happened. Either way, thank you. Thank you. I feel like I don't say that enough to you guys, and I know the alcohol probably makes you feel like I'm being all emotional right now, but I'm really not. I'm just, for real, thank you. I do appreciate anybody and everybody who has given me their time in the last 12 years that I've done Facebook. God, that's what I'm saying. I'm too out of it. In the 12 years that I've done YouTube. I appreciate anybody who's ever reached out to me, anybody who's ever talked to me, and anybody who wants to make friends with me, because I don't have very many friends. Henceforth, why I talk to myself while drunk on YouTube. So, thank you. Thank you for making me feel like I'm not completely alone in this world. But, maybe I'll smoke one last cigarette. I lost my pack of cigarettes. That's not good. Is there anybody still here? My chat is like just died. Joel just commented as soon as I said that. So thank you, Joel. Thank you for letting me know that people are still there. Oh, now here I am looking for my cigarettes. Like, I can't find my cigarettes. I lost them. I forgot that I smoked my last one, so I got to open a brand new pack. I smoke Cowboy Killers. Because I feel like if I'm going to die from them, I might as well pay the most amount of money for the cigarette that I actually like the most. Plus, it's a 100. So it's a big box and not the tiny little ones. Come on, focus. Yeah, 100s. Which, if you don't know the secret and you smoke cigarettes, a King and a 100 cigarette are the same price. So it makes no sense to buy a King cigarette when you can buy a cigarette that's bigger and it costs literally the exact same amount of money. I have gotten every single friend of mine that smokes to smoke 100s because they all eventually realize, why would you pay the same amount for something that you get less for? You know, it'd be like, what if I was, you know, it's just one of those things that doesn't really make a lot of sense to be like, hey, you know, you buy a cigarette that's missing this much of it, so it's only this big. You know, and you're only getting this much extra past my thumb or past my finger. It's all this little extra. That's all you're getting for that extra 100. But still, the fact of this, the missing that extra 100, costs the exact same amount as having the extra 100 onto it. So it makes no sense to buy a King. And if you go out and buy Kings, you're just wasting your money. It'd be like buying a Polar Pop that's only 32 ounces instead of 64 ounces, but paying the exact same price as it costs to buy a 34 ounce. It's like, why wouldn't you just buy the bigger cup anyways? You're going to pay the same amount even if you don't drink it, so you might as well just get it. Same thing. So even if you don't smoke the whole cigarette, you're still going to get it. It's still the same price. And I'm not even joking. We're not talking like a cent or two different. We're literally talking the exact same price it is for a King. You can buy a 100. So that's my little advice. But yeah, anyways, guys, I'm going to go. Well, Joel, enjoy your next 3 days off. Michael, good night. Thank you for spending your time with me as well. You know, I look forward to doing some more live streams coming up here in the more distant future here, like next week on Tuesday. I'm really thinking about maybe drinking again Tuesday, and coming back on here. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you let me know. And I really need to start uploading my videos that I've recorded. I just haven't uploaded. Maybe I'll do that after I get off. Who knows? But thank you guys. A like would be much appreciated. If you like this video, a like would be much appreciated. I actually already know that 3 of you have already liked my video, and I do appreciate that quite a lot. So anybody else out there that watches this or is watching this that hasn't liked the video, I would appreciate it. Really doesn't do anything for me. I mean, it does when you've got lots of subscribers, but when, you know, you get, 5 likes on a video, I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate that, but it's not like YouTube's like, whoa, Matt, you got 5 likes. You know, it's just, I like it because it lets me know that you liked it. And, subscribe if you're not subscribed, even though I already know that anybody that's chatted with me tonight is subscribed. So if somehow you're watching this and it's not live, like the post video, subscribe to keep up with content that comes out practically whenever I want it to. And then if you're subscribed and I'm ever online recording a late night stream or something, you can also get on and chat with us. Alright, guys. I'm not even going to lie. I've talked for 2 hours and 30 minutes straight. My voice is actually kind of like, I don't want to say strained, but like my throat is really dry because of how much talking I've done. So, definitely probably smart for me to... Oh, look, actually, ironically, how ironic would it be that the future sponsor of this channel just messaged me on fucking Messenger. So, you just wait. Here in a couple, maybe days or a week or so, I'm going to be spatting out fucking sponsor stuff, and again, doesn't mean you have to do any of it. It's just that whole thing of like, you spend a little bit of money on the website, and I get a very, very small percentage given to me, which we're talking like tiny, but still that nice idea of thinking that if anybody else out there actually wants to support me and actually get something out of it, you can possibly purchase the products, and maybe if we're lucky, you end up getting some good products in the end, and I get a small little kickback that I can dump back into my channel, because that's the only difference. When I was talking about my $1,000 camera earlier, it's like if I had a sponsor and they were giving me a small chunk of money, I would save that money up to buy a nice new camera so you guys had some great quality footage to actually look at. But again, when I don't make anything, it's just not worth me to run out and spend a bunch of money on something that doesn't make me money. So, alright, I'm done rambling. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know most of you have. I'm going to go. It's been 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's longer than I thought it was going to go. So, goodbye, guys. Thank you. I love you. Have a great night. Can't wait to drink with you alls again. Probably Tuesday. I keep saying probably Tuesday, but just know that next Tuesday I'm going to be back here doing the same thing. Okay? Okay. Goodbye, friends. Have a good night. I love you. I love you. Yeah. I'm just clicking on things because I didn't get anything ready to actually end the stream, so now I'm just like talking and randomly rambling while I finish clicking this button. But the moment I hit this button, y'all are gone. So bye, bitches. Y'all out of here.